can't do anything. Like, I'm literally just sat here, like, even scrolling through my phone just makes me feel dizzy. So, literally just sat here. This is little Nico. Hey? Wants to come and be involved, don't you? Yes. So I was like, well, there's nothing else I can really do. So I thought, I'll just make a video. And then, maybe my kid will see it one day, or other people, I don't know. But I've got really bad morning sickness. I feel sick all the time. Like, no matter what I do, I'm spending most of my time actually sat next to the toilet. How I feel at the minute is probably the best that I've felt, and I still feel awful. So I just try not to move because I'm like, I'm just gonna throw up if I do. So I just try to stay still. I feel grim. So if my child is watching this, I suffered for you. Like, I don't know, just I can't even focus. Like, I can't do anything. I'm not doing any hobbies or anything. It's just waiting till I'm ill again. I can't eat anything. I'm really struggling to eat at the minute. Like, I'm trying to eat the things that they say you should, but I don't know how much is actually helping, to be honest. Like, I'm shaking right now, and like my skin is you probably can't see it because of the lighting, but my skin is like purple on like my hands and stuff because I'm just so unwell. Um, and I'm confused about. I mean, obviously, you'll know this, but I'm confused about when the baby's due because I figured it out to be 9th of November, but then the other day when I went to an early scan at 6 weeks, and the woman said that the baby measured about 6 weeks 1 day, so that's like 3 days earlier, I mean later, should I say, than I thought, because I thought that I was like 6 weeks 4 days at the time. Like, from my calculations, I'm 6 weeks 6 days, but from what she said, I'm 6 weeks 3 days. But that doesn't make sense, but maybe at 6 weeks it's just harder to measure. I don't know, I'm not a sonographer. But it would make a lot more sense if you were 6 weeks 6 days. I just can't believe like how tiny, like literally like that big, and it just caused me so much grief already. God knows how much you'd be causing me now. But obviously, it's not your fault, is it? It's just one of them things. But that don't mean that it's, not really like difficult to deal with and stuff. I keep yawning because I'm really tired, but I can't sleep. I just literally can't do anything. It's so, I don't know. I can't even think. I feel like a zombie. That's a good way of putting it. I'm a zombie. I'm dead. But hopefully this will go away after week 12. But some people are unlucky and it doesn't, and I wouldn't be surprised if I'm one of those people, because that's just the sort of thing that would happen to me. And I mean, like, as it currently stands, your name will either be Daphne if you're a girl, which I'm not settled on that, but I think it's most likely, or Alejandro if you're a boy. Um, but that's another yawn. No matter what your like first name is, if you're a girl, your middle name's still going to be Rosemary after my dad's mum, so your great grandma. And if you're a boy, then your middle name's definitely going to be Thomas after my best friend Tom, who hopefully to you is still in your life and is some sort of father figure to you. Hope. That's the plan anyway. I mean, at the minute it seems like I'm not very enthusiastic. I am. Like, I've got a lot of things planned. Like, I even know like what you've hopefully what like the first song you ever hear is gonna be. It's gonna be Lady Gaga, obviously. You know, things like that. I've already got that planned. So I'm hoping that like, you know, I can focus on that stuff again when I stop feeling this way. Whatever that is. I'm going to the midwife for the first time on Wednesday. I was meant to go next month on the 7th of April at 10:30, but they've moved it to 24th of March at 9 o'clock. I don't know why. I mean, obviously, I'm sure you all know this, but I assume it's because I'm considered high risk, but I'm not 100% sure. Hopefully, you'll look like me, and you won't look like your sperm donor because he's, I don't know, he's just boring. But I mean, if you did look like him, at least like you'll have my charming personality at least. But I mean, I want you to know, and I'm sure hopefully if you see this, or by the time you see this, you'll know this anyway, but I want you to know that no matter what, like, I wanted to have you. You know, just because you don't have a biological father involved doesn't mean anything. Really, there's so many people who don't have biological fathers. You don't need them. Like, I wanted you, and that's what's important, you know. And he had other stuff going on, and that's what he decided to focus on. But like, that's his problem, kind of thing. Like, you know, you have me, and that's all you need. I mean, I'm iconic. You don't need more than one when you've got me. But I'm hoping that like you still feel like you've got a good amount of family around you. And you should have. I really, I hope so. And hopefully, when you see this, my parents are still alive. I mean, I don't know if my dad will be, but my mum might be. I never know. But I would show you this, like, you're 13, 16, 18, I don't know. Probably not 18, that's too old, maybe younger than that. I don't know how Nico's going to be with you. Hopefully, I reckon he will be very protective and interested. He likes to lay next to my stomach a lot, and I think it's because he can hear you, because dogs have got a very good hearing. Like, they can hear the baby crying in the womb at 28 weeks. So I think he can probably hear your heartbeat. He knows. He definitely knows. I mean, he knew before I did. I'm sure he did. But he doesn't care very much, like, when I'm crying and stuff. And I'm not crying because of you, like, anything negative. I'm just worried. I'm very worried. And that's why I had that early scan, because I just worry that something will go wrong. I know that sounds dark, but things go wrong all the time for people, unfortunately. It's like the midwife asked me if I wanted to have the tests for Edwards syndrome, and like I think it's called Patau's syndrome, and Down syndrome. And I'm not going to have it for Down syndrome, because if you have Down syndrome, then you have Down syndrome. You can live with that. Life might be a bit harder, but you can still enjoy life and have a good life. Whereas with the other two, chances are you wouldn't survive anyway. And that's a horrible thing to think about. But luckily, they're very rare, so which is good. But it's nothing invasive because it's not a diagnostic test, so it doesn't say for sure what you have and what you don't have, you know? It's just from what they can gather. And if they thought that there was a high risk, then the diagnostic test is recommended, but hopefully there isn't. It's just one of them things, though. It just happens. There's no one to blame for it. But yeah, that yesterday I was crying about that for a while. Not even because I'm really worried that you would have it, but more because the fact that anyone goes through that, it's heartbreaking. I don't even like the thought of it, but it's reality, I guess. I feel so sick. I just feel progressively worse as time goes on. I know that and people keep saying to me, "Oh, it'll get better," and I'm like, I know it will, but it's all well and good telling me that now. But that's about 6 weeks away. You know, me feeling better is ages away, frankly. So I'm just, I don't know, stuck for the time being. So I'm hoping I am actually 6 weeks and 6 days, because that means, I'm a few days closer to hopefully my morning sickness going away. And I know that morning sickness is meant to be a good thing, because it means if you've got morning sickness, it means the baby's, like thriving, which is great. It's just not great for me. It's like you're draining me to give yourself everything you want, kind of thing. Your uncle Declan, he thought that I was gonna have twins. He kept saying it. He was like, "You're gonna have twin girls, you are." But I'm not, unless something crazy's happened. But from the scan, no, there's just one of you. But he was the person who predicted I was going to have a baby this year, because on Christmas Day 2020, he leaned over to me and he went, "You're gonna have a baby next year," and I was just like, "Oh sure, there's no way." And here I am. I mean, I don't want you to think that that means you're unwanted or something, because it definitely doesn't. I have been wanting, don't get any ideas from this, by the way, but I have been wanting to have a child since I was about 11. Like, I've just always, always, always wanted to have a kid. It's just like, was like my dream, because I know that I could do it, if that makes sense. Like, I could. And so I've just always wanted to have a kid. And now I'm finally having one. And it's definitely the hardest thing that I have ever done. And I also want you to know, if you're watching this, that, and I don't know, like, the context as to why I would show you this. Like, I know I'd show you anyway, but maybe there'd be a particular reason. And I want you to know that, like, no matter who you are, like, if it turns out that you're, like, transgender or gay or something, or literally anything like that, I don't care. In the nicest way possible. I don't care. Like, that's you, isn't it? You're still my child, and you look literally this big, and I still love you. Even though I don't know you yet, and you're tiny. all you've done is cause me pain and suffering and sick, but I still love you anyway, because that's what parents do. And also, I don't ever want you to think that you're alone, because since you're a Cluelow, chances are you are going to have some adversity in your life, as in, you may have depression or something of some sort. It's just part of life, and also it just tends to run in the family. But if you ever do feel like that, then I want you to know that you can tell me, because I know that people always think that their parents don't understand and that they judge them and they won't get it. But I do get it. I've been there. I have been there, and I do not ever want you to think that you're on your own or that I don't care or something, because I do. I always will, you know? And I want you to be, I hope that when you see this, that we will have a very good relationship where you feel like you could tell me anything. I would really, really like to think that that would be the case, but obviously, I don't know. But I mean, let's hope so. I could be wrong, but I have a feeling that you will be very like athletic, good at sports. I mean, that would be nice if you were. I mean, you can make up for all of the sports I've not been able to do due to my heart condition, which hopefully you won't get. I mean, there's no evidence that it's genetic, so I don't see why you would. But it's just a pain to live with. I mean, I wonder if we'll still be living in this house. I mean, if you've got any siblings, then I don't think we will. I think we'll live somewhere else, but it depends. I mean, hopefully you'll have at least one sibling, but it depends, you know, I can't just magic one out of thin air. But, like, there's a lot of things I'm hoping happen, you know, like I'm hoping that Tom's there in your life and that he's basically like surrogate dad, if you like. But a lot, I understand, and this is something you'll have to learn, or maybe you already know, that things don't always go the way that you want, you know? Just because I want him to be there doesn't mean that he will. Because unfortunately, life just doesn't work that way. Not everybody can have what they want when they want. And I also hope you don't think that you were a mistake, because you weren't. It wasn't like planned in a calculating way where I was like, yep, I'm going to try and get pregnant today. It was, I could get pregnant today. If I get pregnant today, that's fine, kind of thing. It wasn't a mistake or anything like that. I don't want you to think that you were a mistake, because you definitely weren't. I don't believe that a child can be a mistake, if that makes sense. Like, for me anyway, obviously everybody's different, but not to me. I mean, don't get me wrong, if you're not athletic, that's fine. Or if you are and you don't want to pursue it, that's also fine. The only reason why I even mention that is just because your sperm donor is very athletic. Like, you can do push ups and all sorts. I can't do them, I've been able to really do them. But people in my family, well, including me, especially when I was younger before my heart condition got bad, they're very sporty and athletic, so chances are you will be. But it's just whether or not you want to pursue that or anything, and obviously that's completely up to you. But maybe you won't be. Maybe you'll take after a different part of the family. I'd like to say, because they say that you should like try and guess this kind of stuff. I'd like to guess that you you have green eyes. Maybe you don't. Maybe you have hazel or brown. But I don't know why. Just my guess is green eyes. I mean, I don't care what eye colour you have. But it's fun to guess. You could have any. Like, doesn't bother me. I mean, I've got very, very dark brown eyes, and if you've got my eye colour, you should be very grateful, because I've always got a lot of compliments from it. That's like the main thing I think in my life I've gotten compliments for is my eyes. so uncomfortable, and yet I can't move. Not because I don't want to, because I can't. I think you'll have dark hair though. Hopefully you don't have, can't really tell in this light, but underneath the hair dye, my hair is a mousy brown, which, I mean, some people don't mind, but I don't like it because to me it makes me feel like my hair looks grey. And it's just a pain to bleach over if your hair's very dark, but it'd be nice if your hair's like a nice chocolatey brown. That would be really nice, especially if you've got green eyes. That would look really cool. And it might bring some like warmth to your skin, because chances are you're going to be fair skinned like me. I really hope you like Star Wars. It'd be great if you did. I'll definitely try my best to get you into Star Wars, but obviously you still might not like it. I'm gonna have to rearrange this room when you're born. Well, I won't be doing it. I'll have to get somebody else to help me do it, but because currently the bed's next to the window and things, I'm gonna move where things are, because for the first year you'll be sharing a room with me, and then, but not in the bed, just in the room, hopefully, unless you're a very fussy baby, which you might be, and you might demand to be placed in the bed, which I hope not. Just because I move a lot in my sleep. But so I need to move things, and then after a year, I think I'll make the other room my bedroom, and this room your bedroom. They're basically the same size, anyway. I'm just trying to think where I'm gonna store everything for you, because babies need a lot of stuff. And I mean, when you're a baby, it won't even be that much stuff. It's as you get older, you'll need more and more space. Oh God. Does it not feel good? Really struggling with drinking at the minute. I'm trying, but it's very difficult. So far, I threw up once properly, as in a lot came out, and then I threw up again. I'm not going to go into it because I'll throw up again, but but I hadn't really eaten a lot, so it was very pleasant. And I've had a couple of times like that where it's just been like water and like little bits, but nothing like too big. And it's like yesterday, I tried to eat a pizza because I thought that'll, just make me sick. So I think the issue is I'm trying to throw up, but there's nothing to throw up, and apparently that can make me worse. So I thought, well, if I eat something that I probably would throw up, it might help, but it hasn't. I'm trying to take vitamins every day. I've missed 2 or 3 days. Not on purpose, it's so painfully difficult to swallow a tablet when you're just throwing up all the time, you know? I'm so tired. But I know I can't sleep. But if I could, I gotta keep my eyes open. Your nanny thinks you're a girl. So does your granddad. So does your Auntie Bryony. I don't know. I don't know what your Auntie Antoinette thinks. Uncle Declan thinks girl. Your cousin Daisy thinks girl. I'm pretty sure everybody else in the family thinks boy. I mean, I kind of think girl. But then sometimes I'm like, not so sure. I don't mind either way. And for all I know, you could be born a girl and then one day you might be a boy. Or vice versa. And that's okay. And if you are, my only request, if it can be fulfilled, is that I get to choose your new name or help you choose your new name. That would be nice. But I don't care whatever you are in the nicest way possible. As long as you're yourself, that's what matters. I wonder what school, like secondary school, you'll go to. I mean, I think I know what primary school you'll go to. Probably Sir Donald Bailey, unless I don't live around here anymore. But I wonder if you go to the same secondary school I used to go to. I don't know. Depends. It's a pretty terrible school. I mean, it's good in some ways, but I think there's just too many kids there, so. But they say, because we're in coronavirus pandemic, they say that after like a pandemic or something, there's a baby boom, so there may be loads of children in your year group. You'll be one of the older ones. But there may be loads. I mean, I already know. I know of somebody else personally that's pregnant, and then I know of a few other people that are pregnant. It's crazy. It's crazy that it's real. Like, when I saw you, because, you know, like, having a positive pregnancy test is one thing, and obviously I have all the symptoms or whatever, but, like, actually seeing it, it's something else, you know? And seeing that there's, like, nothing wrong, you know, so far, like, you're in the right place and things like that, your heart is fine. Heart was beating a lot, actually, and you were, like, moving around, which I think is quite funny, because you're so tiny, and yet you're managing to move around a lot. But I don't know. I just want you to know that I love you no matter who you are. And I hope you love animals as much as me. As long as you love animals and hopefully Star Wars, we should be